Students, good afternoon. In this small capsule, I am going to talk about the first outcome, chapter 2 of marketing management, that is principles of marketing, on marketing environment. Now, what is environment? Environment in simple words means climate or surrounding. In marketing terms, these are the actors, forces that affect marketing, but it's outside. And the organization's management tries to manage around these factors so as to maintain successful relationships with the target customers. When we talk about these environmental factors which affect the marketing and is present in the marketing environment, they are of two types: micro environment and macro environment. As the name suggests, micro are small in nature, comparatively closer to the company, that affects the ability to serve its customers, and also the fact that micro environmental factors can be controlled to a very small extent by the company, whereas on the other hand, when we talk about the macro environmental factors, these are larger societal forces. They are not that closer to the company, and also the company does not have any control on these factors. They only need to align their strategies with the macro environmental factors. So what are the micro environmental factors? The first factor is the company itself. The company is responsible for designing the marketing plans, for the marketing management, to take other company groups into account, such as the top management, who are responsible for the decisions, research and development, because they are the ones who take the inputs from the marketing department and develop new products or go for the existing products being revamped or given a new touch and feel or look and feel, etc. And also the purchasing department, who are responsible for purchasing the raw materials or procuring the raw materials that is essential for converting it into the finished goods or services that's to be sold in the market. And also the accounts and finance departments, because they are responsible for providing money. The second micro environmental factors are the suppliers. Suppliers are also known as vendors. They are very important to the overall organization's requirement, because they provide resources or raw materials, and this decides the quality of products, services, and also the overall customer value delivery. So they provide the most essential thing, that is the resources, and therefore they are quite significant when it comes to the marketing plans of the company. Third is the marketing intermediaries. When we talk about intermediaries, these are basically the middlemen who are responsible for ensuring that the product reaches from the site of production to that of consumption, that is from the producer to the consumer. When we talk about marketing intermediaries or middlemen, they are helping the company to promote, sell, and distribute the goods to the end user or the customer. They include the resellers, they include wholesalers, marketing servicing agents, franchisee, retailers, etc. As I have told you in the class, for example, in a typical distribution setup, the product is produced by the company, then it goes to the warehouse, from warehouse it goes to the wholesaler, from wholesaler it goes to the retailer, and from the retailer it goes to the end user or the customer. The next or the fourth macro environmental factors are the customers. As you all know, they are very important for the marketing department and for the company, because they are the ones who are going to purchase our products or services. So until and unless we don't satisfy their wants and needs, the company is not going to prosper. So a smart company would always try to have a good relationship with the customer to get continuous feedback and inputs about their existing products which are being sold to them, as well as the possible new products which they are going to launch in the future. The fifth micro environmental factors are the competitors. Like Coca-Cola is a competitor of Pepsi, Nissan is a competitor of Toyota. Competitors also play a very important role, because they provide opportunities for a company to develop their own products, to differentiate their products and services from the competitors. And finally, the customers are the winner, because they try to get the better bargain, they try to get maximum value from those companies who are able to meet their needs and wants precisely. The sixth and the last micro environmental factors consists of public. Public are the people or the stakeholders who have some or the other relationship with the company. It may be a direct need, it may be an indirect need. So therefore you have financial public like banks, financial institutions from where the companies take loans, etc. Media public includes newspapers, magazines, TV houses, internet, etc., who are responsible for promoting, advertising the products and services. You have a local public, the people in the immediate neighborhood or in the society, and they also are quite important for an organization's marketing plans. And of course the general public, the people in the country, the people in the whole world, because you need to have a very good relationship with everyone, whether he is your customer or not. So these were the micro environmental factors. Coming to the macro factors, these are the larger forces, as I have mentioned you. So companies cannot control it, they are far away from the company, and therefore the company has to align or craft their strategies thinking, keeping in mind these macro factors. The first factor is demographic environment. Demographic covers the size, density, location, age, gender, race, occupation of the population. The study of demography will help the marketeers to divide the population into market segments and also the target markets. For example, let's say Toyota, they would understand the demographic status of the Omani market so as to understand who are the segments they are going to focus on, who are the target customers for, let's say, Corolla, for, let's say, Prado, for, let's say, Land Cruiser, and stuff. The second factor is economic environment. It involves the structure and nature of the economy, the stages of development of the economic resources, the level of income, the distribution of income and assets, global economic linkages, economic policies, etc. Now these are quite important factors for a company, because ultimately it is not only the demand, but the demand that has to be backed with the purchasing power and the ability of the customer. So therefore, every company, while formulating their marketing plans, needs to understand the changes happening in the economic environment. The third factor is the technological environment. As you are aware, the technology is changing every day. Therefore, every company, while formulating their plans, marketing plans, they need to keep this aspect in mind, especially when the communication and transportation technology has undergone a change. Information and computing technology has gone a complete makeover. There is e-commerce, because trading is happening not only in the real sense, but it's also happening in the virtual world, that is through the net. And of course the power and energy supply. Therefore the technological environment also needs to be considered. The best example over here could be Apple. See how they have developed the concept of smartphones, iPhones, iPads and stuff, and how they have differentiated themselves completely from the competitors, primarily because they understood the technological environment to a nicety. Comes in the political environment. When we talk about the political environment, it's the political and legal environment factors which play an important role. This deals with the laws and regulations within which the organizations are supposed to function. And therefore the political environment of a market, of a country, play a very important role, because it in turn decides the peace and order situation of a market, the political system and ideology of a country, the political platforms, investment programs, the changes in the tax rates, the legislations on labor and consumer protection. So therefore every company needs to understand the political environment of every market. The fifth macro environmental factor is the cultural environment, because business cannot operate in isolation. They need to understand what are the societal pressures. In other words, what are the cultural factors, and they need to respect the social values, the social status, the decision-making habits and attitudes, time, use of power, space, body language, manners and ethical standards of the customer, sorry. So for example, any multinational company, let's say an American or a British company operating in Oman, need to understand the cultural environment existing in Oman, and accordingly they should craft strategies or develop products and services which are in line with the cultural environment. And finally, as far as the macro environmental factors are concerned, it consists of natural environment that covers natural resources, weather, climatic conditions, port facilities, topography factors like soil, sea, rivers, rainfall, etc. All the businesses need to look into these factors before choosing the location for business, because they need to manufacture it, they need to distribute it, they need to reach out to the customers. So until and unless the natural environment is not being considered properly, it becomes a problem for the companies to reach the customer with the right product at the right place at the right time and at the right cost. I hope you have understood this small capsule. Do participate in the classroom as well as in the Facebook. Thank you so much.